I'm jacked.
I'm jacked to the
Looks as good as on paper. We're in the kill zone, pal. We're locked and loaded.
Hi there guys, welcome back into this session. Hope everyone is having a brilliant week in the crypto market and beyond. In this little session we are just going to have a look and draw a comparison on what is actually happening with some of these meme coins before we drop in and look at some daily weekly levels on Bitcoin, and then we're going to jump into some pure raw data with the TRDR console. So yeah, first of all, amazing stuff going on with some of these meme coins, really pushing value up. Market caps absolutely building on some of these meme coins, which is absolutely amazing. And what I wanted to do is just draw a little comparison on what is happening in this meme coin world. Just saw this tweet from Luke earlier on, and you know, the market cap of WIF Hat actually surpassed 2 billion at one point over the last 48 hours. That takes it over some of the brands of the like of Aston Martin, Casio, Spirit Airlines, Fila, Pets at Home, Victoria's Secret, obviously, you know, absolute madness. You know, just looking at some of these screeners, the market cap some of these coins are doing is crazy, really crazy. Really, I'm going to ignore some of the bigger ones at the minute, you know, like Doge. We all know about Doge anyway. But yeah, absolute crazy stuff. And this thing is, you know, really, I mean, it's been trading on chain for a lot of its history. I think it's only just hit Binance this week at spot, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think there was some derivatives elsewhere, but yeah, really crazy stuff. And when you draw comparisons with what this, you know, in reality, this absolute little shit coin is doing, with just a social phenomenon behind it, it's crazy. You know, grab a stock screener up and have a look at the market cap of what some of these other large traditional legacy market companies are doing, and it's absolutely crazy. You know, Victoria's Secret, massive company. If you don't know what that is, go and ask your mum, ask your sister, they'll let you know, or do your own research. Scroll down, it's absolutely ridiculous what, you know, I'm obviously just looking at 1.9 to 2 billion here, but you know, some of the meme coins are tapping this now. There's no, you know, Getty Images, historically traditional, big firm, big backing, big family behind that one. It's absolutely crazy. I've seen a big, you know, quite a few hotel firms in here as well. Yeah, Mandarin Oriental, 1.86 billion market cap, and your little dog with a hat, with the social backing of the crypto force and everybody else, it's doing better, and long may it continue. To be honest, I don't think this is the end at all. I think these things are just going to continue to rise, with big dips and obviously open interest funding flushes in between, because we have, you know, very new assets, aren't they? People are going to get very degenerate on derivatives exchanges, aren't they, with their leverage, so we are still going to see those flushes, but I've got a feeling this is just going to get continuation. I really do. You know, looking at a 1 hour chart, really good week for some of these meme coins. Really good week. Nice bounce there if anyone's familiar with my trading view setup. Really nice bounce there the other day from the 1 hour order block with confluence of that 1 hour EMA. I think it could chop around here a little bit. It's getting a little bit of volume in the candles now, but yeah, look for any lower levels if you're not in this and you are wanting to get in. Binance launch listings have typically been a sell event. That has not been the case so far on this asset, so it remains to be seen. While we're in trading view, let's go and have a look at a quick top-down view of Bitcoin and see what's going on. I'll just jump to legacy markets as well. Yeah, Dixie pulling down just from this inverse head and shoulders. Blockchain stocks chopping about a little bit. S&P very high. Almost tempting to drop a little short on that, I would be. Not advice, obviously, but it's trending very strong, so don't go biased too much to one way. Right, weekly chart on Bitcoin then. Obviously, we're just fighting this order block up here. It remains to be seen as it when we actually push up, but I'm going to have a look at a daily chart in a second and have a little review of that. But from the last video we had on Tuesday, we were basically saying, look, at these kind of heights, you need to drop in these kind of like higher time frame levels for any kind of support. You know, we don't know what resistance we get above until we watch the order flow and the supply that comes in when it comes in. But what we can do is historically look at what I call it the tail of the comet and see where we've come from. So we highlighted a couple of these areas. Obviously, we all know after hitting the all-time high the other day, which was great, we caught that in the live as well. If you were on there, just go and review it back. It was really nice to see the price action as it came in. We hit the all-time high. I think it just nicked it, obviously, on perps exchanges a little bit higher. And then we got a big $9,000 to $10,000 flush down to some of these weekly kind of levels, and that is what you are going to see now. I've got one a lot lower there, but I don't think we get this kind of level in one clip. So looking at the daily chart, what we did here was basically just an absolute bricked it down, didn't we? Big wick, big 10k candle day, that one. Came down to some of these levels. What I'm kind of thinking here is, this could now take time, auction, flush some open interest, build the open interest back up. It needs to be an auction now. I'm not saying we're gonna come straight back down. We'll go and have a look at the order flow in a second, as I say, but it wouldn't surprise me to take a little bit of time round here and just gather some momentum again after we've had this big rise here. One thing to note is that let me just use this. Where am I going? It's probably quicker to probably going to be quicker to scroll back, wasn't it? But if you go back to, say, I think it's December, off the top of my head, December. Let's go to there. Right, yeah, here we go. So this was the last time we were kind of trying to break the previous all-time high at that 20k level. And what it actually did is, you can see here, 25th to the 16th of December. So yeah, a good it's dubious whether it tapped it there, but a good 15 to 16, 17 days it took to actually just play out, and then finally gain some support for 3 days there. And then once we did crack on, we really cracked on. So this kind of price action here, really nice smooth move up, trending market, flush, up, down. It's almost you could almost see that happening now. Not, I wouldn't bet on it too much, but let's just grab that, copy that, and then go to today's price action where we are now, obviously. And let's just, I'm gonna have to drop it, but it'll paste down there, won't it? Let's just drop that on, and you can see some kind of similarities. I'm not one for fractals in any way, shape or form. I prefer pure raw data and what that's telling me. But what I'm just trying to establish is, you could see that everyone's excited and a little bit frothy for an all-time high, which we've clipped that, and they're wanting instant continuation. I believe we do get continuation, and I believe we do continue higher, but do we get it just now? Maybe not. I'm not saying this is going to rotate back down, straight down to these 57k, 59k levels straight away like a fractal, but what I'm saying is this could now possibly take a little bit of time. I've just drawn a daily fib time there, and I do actually quite like this confluence of towards the end of March, a little pop up. All right, so just something to be aware of. Just looking at the 4 hour, we've got our weekly open just below us here, monthly open just below us here, and previous week value area low that we absolutely wicked to the dollar just down there, and wicked that 0.5 fib as well. Okay, so yeah, just again, as always, levels to be aware of, lower if you can get them, looking really nice still, I believe. Do we put in some kind of meme triangle down here, grind it down, build some auction, build some open interest, catch some bid down here, fill Larry's bags again, and then absolutely send, you know, towards the 29th, which actually just on this 4-hour fib time I've got will just come in just over here. So yeah, maybe a grind down, could take a little bit of time. We'll see. We'll see. We'll go and have a look at some data in a second. Right, so just looking at the 1 hour chart. Let me just reset that 1 hour chart. We've got all these weekly, monthly, previous weeks. Obviously, I just said we wicked that one there. And that's our all-time high as of now. We've just got a 1 hour order block there, just sat above us. Could easily go and tap that a couple more times. 1 hour EMA just creeping up, just at 62,755 at the minute. All right, guys. So something to be aware of. Sat on the weekly VWAP, nice sign for trend. I think we get trend continuation. Let's dive into the TRDR console and decipher what we can see from the pure raw data. Right then, so here we are just starting on the multiverse chart. We can see Bitcoin is still battling the supply above. Let's dive into that in a little bit more detail in a second. Ethereum, top level above at that 4K area. I'm keeping an eye on RNDR, and Cyber has come from some really nice bid as well, and it's actually got a really nice 4-hour and daily chart. Go and have a look at that if you're interested. We will dive into altcoins in bigger depth later on in the live session at the US Open. Join us there. But RNDR looking really, really good. Something to note is NVIDIA have got their AI conference and expo coming up. Workshop starting on the 17th, March the 18th to 21st, keynote on the 18th, and actually I believe they've got some of the devs from RNDR speaking at this NVIDIA conference. So really good asset as it is anyway, isn't it? A lot of people like RNDR, but yeah, certainly one to watch. Do you want to catch some bid a little bit lower before that conference kicks off? Could be a news event, could be a sell the news, but it's a strong asset. I doubt it very much. Right, let's jump in some Bitcoin then. Big dog Bitcoin. Right, so we have still got this supply above, has, you know, defending this area. We hit a BTC diamond there. The faded dots are actually group spots, so you've just got some spots selling in this zone. But we had 2 double diamonds here, okay, just at that 67.7 level. And then while we were on the live on Tuesday, we actually got a BTC diamond here at 68.8 as perps clipped a little bit higher. Perps wicks did go a little bit higher. We've still got some spot selling here. What is nice to see is actually the levels, USDT levels still coming in. If you do get any further flush, USDT levels still coming in a little bit lower down. Okay, let's have a look at Bitfinex. Not too much to make there. Bitfinex USDT. Yeah, don't trust these guys too much with the data here. I mean, more often than not, they can, you know, just be hedging positions here. But we'll see. Bitstamp have been selling in here. They're part of the group spot alert, so they've been doing some selling in here. Any downside, just going to be healthy for the market. Coinbase Pro have been doing a lot of selling up here, to be honest, as well. Kraken tend to be on the right side of the market. They've been doing some selling up there as well. So, I mean, look, what we can say is we've got no immediate bid and demand from spot in this zone, and you know that is to be expected. The only thing I did see on the live the other day was in this zone here, it was almost like people were selling and then panic buying back in on Coinbase Pro, which was yeah, a little bit unlike them, to be honest. Anyway, derivatives, let's have a look at Binance Perps. Interesting to see some top levels moving down and just capping that 68k area. Big level below 61.5. I like that zone a lot. Okay, but just in general, no immediate depth of book from the central exchanges really here. When we did come down the other day and we hit a couple of BTC diamonds on the way down, but this was your best risk reward really, wasn't it? This big wick. Posted as well on Twitter that at that point as well we did actually get a liquidity alert, which is this one here. If you haven't got it, just let me know, which basically tells me when we are getting drops in the liquidity of a certain percentage, so spot or perps. And what I want to know is total moving down by 30% or 20%. So basically the order book's absolutely wiped out. It then makes it easier to float price up on lower volume. So We're seeing that down there as well. At the same time, we're getting BTC diamonds. I know a few guys in the TRDR socials got some really nice bids down here, really well executed bids. And even if it was just a day trade or a scalp back up, you know, if you are into volatility like that, you know, short from the top, long from the bottom, go to bed, relax, wake up the next day, see what's going on. All right, so yeah, no real depth of book at the minute, but some nice levels around, and I believe it could take a little bit of time now to play out after the volatility we have had. Okay, so just something to note. Let's go and have a look at volume, open interest and the like. I'll have a quick look at the OBC as well, but I don't think I'm going to find too much edge from that, really, to be honest. Let's just go to a 2-day there. I mean, you can see what orders are covering above. You've got bits of gaps near 68, bit of wick space 68.2 to 68.4. Yeah, no real edge in the OBC unless we do really start to range here. I think your top levels and your OBD are just going to be the ones to follow, and at the minute you're still in supply. You can see these group spots just firing here. Okay, volume, 15-minute volume. We did obviously have bear divs on the BTC sell diamond, which is something to note at the highs. Interesting. You kind of got this almost, we used to call this a stiletto pattern to get the rebound back up. I know people are calling it a Dalai Lama pattern now due to the meme that's been going around, but no, again, no real edge at the minute. Something to note as open interest is starting to drop now, as volumes just starting to pick back up on lower time frames. Retail traders possibly wanting to just chase this short down a little bit. Could, you know, this being a 15-minute, I'd want to see a bit more time frame on that, because what we can see is here, just going back to the hourly time frame, retail traders have just been aping in, and that shows in the funding as well. But it's nice to see that the open interest is coming down a little bit. So froth is just starting to come out of the market a little bit. What I'd be looking for on, say, like a 15-minute or a 30-minute down here, if we do come down and start to fill some of this wick space, which I think would be really, really nice, to come back down, fill some of this wick space, you want to just see this volume continue, don't you? You want to see this volume from the bigger guys and girls continue up, possibly get some bull divs. Whether we come back down and really test that 59 wick space, I'm not sure, but some kind of bull divs down here with volume rising, as open interest is low and funding calms down a little bit, would be really, really nice. So yeah, just going to the liquidity chart. Tweeted about this one the other day. It's interesting to see that we are just getting these big flushes. So these dots here are just when we get that percentage move in liquidity, so real big flushes. So obviously a lot of contracts coming out the perpetuals books, and a lot of either selling, depending on the percentage drop, selling or buying coming from the spot books. And obviously I've just dropped a liquidations aggregated chart in here, and we can just see as well that the liquidations in the market were massive on that run as well. So yeah, not surprising after a 10k Darth Maul kind of wick back up candle. But yeah, interesting to see. And something to note now is if we came down and flushed the books here, and we got a bit of a flush there as well, that was probably a short squeeze or something as we went further up, because people will probably, what'll happen is people will chase this down after the books have been flushed, when really what you want to be doing is executing long on here with the flush of the books, with the BTC diamond, and then, you know, just manage your risk and enjoy any rise you get up. What you don't want to do is see this, almost call it a liquidation bounce on this stiletto Dalai Lama pattern. You then don't really want to just start chasing short down, because the books have been wiped, the open interest has been wiped, and you've probably got a little bit of a funding reset. So this one here was probably triggered as shorts chasing down, just got smashed on the way back up. Something to note back now, as we are in that supply, the last liquidity alert we did have is that the books are really, really filling back up. So you're getting froth in the market again as we're at these levels. Okay, and you can see that from the spot books filling right up here. Perps books filled to a certain extent. Obviously 2 billion kind of being our upper band of that range now. 1 billion being the lower range of that band at the minute. Okay, so that's just something that I tweeted about the other day as well. That's something to watch from the Liquidity King YouTube video. It used to kind of be like a 1 billion top and a 600 million bottom, but as the market develops and we progress, a lot more contracts in the books, nice to see. So parameters change. All right, interesting little pattern going on here though. Yeah, still supply above. I would relax if you can get any altcoin trades on your derivatives to hedge any spot kind of positions. That'd be the way to go as normal. All right guys, look, we'll be live at the US session later on where we can look at alts in a little bit more depth. Join us there, and we'll see you later. Cheers.
Fugazi, Fugazi, it's a Wazi, it's a Woozy, it's a fairy dust.